Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be offering a healing and restorative class. We're going to be focusing on the pelvis, the hips, releasing irritation in the sciatic nerve, and deceleration of the body. We will start in a standing position to get some blood moving, to get the energy flowing, and to start to balance and awaken the meridians and the channels in our bodies. When we come down to the floor for the restorative portion of the program, if you use props, you would need to have three. Either 3 blocks, 3 pillows, or 3 bolsters. At least 2 of those should be of the same size and shape, and one can be slightly different for your head in our forward bends. Excuse me, and let me turn the music down. So our standing portion, we're going to be doing a little bit of tapping. I'd like you to bring your feet so that the inside edges of your feet come just about at the top of the center of your pelvis. The outer edges of your feet are just about the outer edges of your shoulders so that your arms can hang directly down along the side of the body. Give your knees some softness and put yourself in what we call horse riding stance. Let yourself be stacked, shoulders over the back of the hips and over the heels of the feet, but the knees are soft, the pelvis is soft. And as you begin to twist from side to side, allow your hands to gently sweep, coming across the front and the back of the body, tapping into the lower sacral portion of our bodies. We're feeling our hands tapping against the outer edges of our hips, coming across the front of our pelvis, beginning to awaken the base of our kidneys as we start to loosen any stagnation, blockages in those organs, giving focus to our reproductive organs and our elimination organs, keeping everything healthy and moving. Feel the strength of your feet firmly planting you into the floor, and the stimulation starting at the root chakra at the base of the spine, and we'll be working our way upwards. Bring your hands now further upward towards the medial line of the body, coming around the waist, tapping across the top of the kidneys as the hands tap in the back of the body, coming across the center line of the digestive system, the solar plexus, where we allow the food, the sustenance that we offer to our bodies to be absorbed, to be digested. We're beginning to tap slightly at the base of the lungs, in the back of the body, awakening the respiratory system, and still feeling that firm, rooted, grounded foundation as we twist from the root and the sacral through the solar plexus up into the heart and growth chakras. And now the hands come further up. Listen and hear the sound of the heels of the hands tapping right into that empty spot between the collarbone and the outer edge of the shoulder. One of our third warmers lies here. Feel the back of our hands tapping into the lungs in the back. Feel the height of the spine as each vertebra continues to rise higher, pulling and lifting away from the one beneath it, offering space and blood flow, fresh synovial fluid to move in, through, and around the disc and the vertebra of the spine, which protect the central nervous system. The top of the shoulders where we're tapping, the capillaries, arteries exchange the blood flow and the oxygen that rises up and into our brains as we twist and turn gently across the neck and the throat. And then with your feet planted firmly into the floor, very naturally and very slowly, allow your arms to descend back to side body. When they come along side body, allow your eyes to close perhaps. Allow your arms to dangle directly out of the top of the shoulders and feel the energy moving through your fingertips as we have stimulated the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the elimination, the digestion, the reproductive, and our brains. Now slowly we're going to be spilling forward, so let's bring the chin down into the throat, stimulation into pineal pituitary gland, our youth and our growth glands. Allow your fingers to slide just to the front of your thighs. And if you need support, allow your fingers to touch your thighs. Otherwise, let them just hang and dangle out of the top of the shoulders. Keeping the chin tightly tucked, and allow the crown to be the driving force, utilizing the head like the weight of a bowling ball, gently pulling you downward towards the floor as you feel the response of the hips lifting up out of the back of the legs, coming about 3/4 of the way down to the shins, keeping the knees soft, and just allowing your body to hang and dangle. The weight of the head drawing the tension out of the neck, and the arms drawing the tension out of the shoulders. Then slowly, with your feet planted firm and a foundation in the strength of your core, stabilize as you push into the earth and gently begin to lift. Allow the movement, the ascension, to be slow. Feeling your hands directly in front of your thighs, pulling the energy from the earth upward. With your chin staying tightly tucked as your shoulders stack, just feel the weight of the forehead still draining down, giving length to the neck. The weight of the shoulders stacking over the feet, feeling the body correct its posture. With the chin still snapped tightly, let's descend once again. Chin is tight into the throat. The forehead spills downward, and the crown again begins the driving, guiding line, creating an imaginary weight, utilizing the weight of the head as it draws through the cervical vertebra of the neck, lengthening the shoulders and lifting them out of the thoracic spine. As you feel the energy in the legs rising up through the hips, as you spill deeper forward through the thoracic spine, bringing the fingers just about shin level. Keep your knees soft. Feel the fantastic stretch coming into the low back. Utilize the breath. Breathing into full capacity, expanding the lungs, opening up the intercostal muscles surrounding the ribs. And then again, preparing to ascend, the feet are firm. The chin still staying tightly snapped so that the weight and the blood is rushing down, filling into the crown. The softness of the knees and the softness of the hips assure a safe ascent upward, supporting whenever you need. And now we're moving into a soft standing 5-pointed star. So as the shoulders stack over your hips, gently begin to draw the palms coming facing forward and up, lifting up the chin, only tipping backwards to a point where you are experiencing absolutely no compression in the neck, no irritation. Feel the weight of your shoulders melting down. Be mindful of the placement of your ribs as they lift up, squeezing deep into the pelvis, not creating, again, any compression whatsoever in the spine at all. Just allow yourself to be opened. Feel the energy that is surrounding you, that is within the room, that you are contained, the space. And now let's slowly bring our palms to the small of our spine as we bring our chin into neutral alignment. Allow your fingers to be pointing down. Your thumbs are wrapped slightly on the outside edges of your hips. We're going to be going into a hip rotation. So again, your feet are still just about that maybe 18 inches to 2 feet a width apart from each other. And notice how the hip rolls just beyond the outside edge of the foot. The hands are supporting the small of the spine with the shoulders and the elbows drawn down and back. It assures that the chest stays lifted and tall. So we're going around 4, 5, maybe 6 times, trying to be slow and articulate, intentional with our movements. Then begin to just gently shift. You don't want to be bending forward too far, but you want to be feeling that full rotation in that hip socket, that ball and joint. Feel the support and the warmth of your fingers still pressing into the small of your spine, directing that energy. We're going to come one more time all the way around, and we're going to prepare to come spilling forward. So again, with your hands on the small of your spine, we're going to be turning sideways. We're going to begin to hinge. Now reach out with your chin. Notice the flatness of the back. So we're not rounded, we're not stressing the spine, but we're hinging at our hips, reaching out with the flatness of our back. Our hands are still supported. Then one at a time, very carefully, bring your hands down and around to the fronts of your thighs. Soften your knees. Now, we want to bring our fingers up to the top of the outer edges of our hips. We want to find that line where that sciatic nerve runs, if you can. And I want you to just gently press, squeezing. You should be able to feel a large tendon. And just walk your fingers down and back, tempting to find that little pocket that lies right behind the back of that tendon. Now, it might not feel comfortable, it might be painful, and remember that you are in control of the amount of energy that you are moving through into this nerve. Oh, now when you come down to the knees, the thumb is on the inside edge of the knees, the fingers are on the outside edge, the knees are soft, the chin is still forward, so you're supported and comfortable. Then let's walk our hands down to the outer edges of the shin and calf. So again, your fingers are riding the outside edge of that tendon. You may feel it being activated all the way down to the feet if it is irritated. Be mindful of this, not too hard, not too much energy moving, but you want to release those blockages, awaken those meridians in those channels, get that inflammation out. So we're going to push it down. Oh, bringing it down again all the way to the outer edges of your ankles. We're going to be working our way downward towards the floor. So very carefully, however it is that you need to accommodate yourself to get down there, let's support ourselves on the way down. Now this is where we're going to be using our bolsters. We're going to be coming into the restorative portion of the program. So I will do my best to make sure that you can see appropriately what I would like you to do. First off, I'm going to use the larger bolsters, and remember that you can use the smaller ones. And I'm going to place one on either side of my body. I'm going to start with my legs out long. And I want you to just bring the bolsters along the side. Again, you can use the small ones. They work perfectly fine. If you need two because you can't bend as far, that will work as well. Let's just open our knees a little bit, and then here's your third prop. If you need, you can put it in the middle. You can use one of the other bolsters. You can use that in the middle. Whatever's working for you. I'm going to place the block here today. And if turning the knees out doesn't work for you, you can keep your knees straight up. And just, actually, let's do that. Let's keep the knees straight up, the block in the middle, a little closer to the ankles. Bolster supports right along the sides of the legs, and just use your arms. Now, adjust your bolster in front of you as you need. And then I'd like you just to spill forward. You're going to be placing your forehead on your block, or again, maybe you have a third bolster and it's right in between your legs. Your arms are supported on the bolsters. We're just relaxing them. I want you to feel the release in your shoulders, in your low back, in your elbows. I want you to try to do the best that you can to be completely still. I want you to surrender into the breath that allows you to surrender into your body. As your forehead lies on the bolster, I'd like you to be aware of the blood that is rushing down into the frontal lobe. Now you can slide your hands to the back edge of your bolster and slide them a little further forward. And maybe you can send your arms even further out, so that your fingers are hanging off the edge. Your shoulders are stretched a little further forward. And then if that's not comfortable, look, you simply slide them right on back. So again, you are controlling how far you are going. If one block doesn't work for you, remember you can always stack up two. Whatever you need to do. But once you get there, I'd like you to try to just be as completely relaxed and still as possible. Now, for time's sake, of course, we're going to be minimized here, but if you were doing this on your own or you're pausing this, I'd like you to take each posture for approximately 5 minutes. So now we're going to take the bolsters. We're going to turn the ones closest to your hips just slightly out so they'll be at an angle. And I'm going to slide down towards the edge of the bolsters. I'm going to angle myself just a little bit, but you don't need to move yours. The less movement you have, the better off you are in a restorative program. So the feet are centered in between the bolster, and I'd like you just to drop them out. Now you can feel that fantastic support. Again, if you'd like a block behind the back of your head, if you have a different bolster, either a small one or another large one, you can place it underneath the back of your neck so that you can allow your head just to relax naturally. So your chin might be tipped slightly up. If that's uncomfortable for you, you might want to have the bolster further back on the head so the chin is down. Ultimately, the preference would be the bolster right beneath the back of the head so that it's in neutral cervical tilt. And the chin is lifted slightly up, no restriction in the breath. The arms are out, the palms are facing up, the knees are relaxed against the bolster, the heels of the feet are touching, and you are slowly just decelerating and melting down and into the floor. So again, once you find this beautiful posture, you're just going to allow yourself to lie here, and you'll go through different realms of consciousness and unconsciousness as you allow yourself to just come inward. So I'm going to take you into the next move. I'd like you to bring your knees up together. Now, you can keep the bolsters exactly where they are, or you can turn the bottom of them slightly out. You're going to lay your head back down, and again, you can keep it all the way on the floor if that works even better for you. But we're simply going to drop the knees over to one side and turn your chin towards the other. And then bring them back into the center and drop your knees over to the other side and turn your head to the other direction. Now, if you're finding that you don't have enough space, move the bolster out a little bit, both the bottom and the top. Again, you can just rock. This is sacral rock 1. Both feet are flush on the floor as you then tip your knees from side to side. When you come to the side, when you're ready to come into your restorative posture, you're just going to lie there. Now, if you find that that's not supportive enough, you can take the bottom leg, let me take it to the other side, and you can lift it on the top of the bolster. You can always bring the bolster a little closer in. But typically, if you take that bottom leg and bring it up, that will give you just the support that you need. Now again, I'm going to keep moving on, but you would lie there in those postures, a minimum of 5 minutes, maybe 10. Now, our feet are starting again, flush on the floor. Bolsters are still in the same basic positions. We're going to take the right leg and cross it over the left. Knee, thigh to thigh. So we're not crossing it over in the number 4 stretch. There's no space. We're going to rotate and gently drop down towards the knee that crossed over, bringing the chin in the other direction. Now again, you can use that calf on the top leg to lay it directly on the bolster, giving yourself more additional support. Bring it back into the center, unfold that leg, and cross the left leg over the right. Again, thigh to thigh. We're not doing the number 4 stretch. We're doing the tight cross. So now we're dropping the left knee down towards the floor. Here again, you can see a little bit better. If the leg hanging off of the bolster is too tight or uncomfortable that you can't completely melt, then lay that left leg on top, completely on top of that bolster. You just want to let yourself melt. You want to relax. Feel your body weightless and at the same time completely heavy weighted. Now we're slowly going to bring those knees back up squared and into center. Now dropping again, both feet flush to the floor. One more position here. Let's drop our knees to the side, but take the bottom leg, if you can, and cross that ankle over the top knee. So again, let me just give you the instructions. Feet start on the floor. Tip your knees towards the left. Take the bottom leg, which should be the left leg, and bring that ankle across the top of the right knee. The left knee is placed on the bolster, very supported. You're feeling a super stretch in both of your hips. You're breathing in, you're letting everything completely melt. No pain, no irritation, no agitation, you're letting it all go. This one is the third portion, a little more challenging. Now let's unfold that top leg. You can use the bolster as support as you bring the right leg back up. Then the left leg comes in to meet it. So we're going to take it to the other side. Both feet flat on the floor, tip over towards the right. The right knee catches the right bolster. Then the right knee, the bottom knee, comes out from beneath and crosses the left knee. The left knee now lies on the bolster. The right knee is also on the bolster at the top. You're attempting to relax and release. Any place that you're feeling and experiencing tightness and tension. Utilize the strength in your mind, the strength in your breath, the warmth of your breath, and the movement of the breath, all to aid in facilitation of release. Now carefully unloading, so take that right knee off the left and lay it right on the bolster. Brings the left knee back up without any challenge to the low back as you bring the right leg in to meet it. Now, we're just going to open our knees out to the side, so if you feel like you need to bring the bottoms in a little bit, please feel free as you drop the knees out and off to the side. You can place your hands on the top edge of the bolsters. You can bring them all the way out and down to the floor. If you have 2 blocks and you want to place them underneath the back of your wrist in a flat position just so that your hand can hang out and over the top. Some people like to do that. If they have issues with getting their shoulders all the way opened and down to the floor. And again, you can just place your hands on the bolster so that you can release. Some people like to bring the arms up over the top of the head. At this point, we're going to move into complete deceleration. So you want to have your body in a position that you can completely let go. For the next several moments, as we take ourselves through a self-Reiki treatment. So bring our hands together and rub them vigorously until you feel the warmth coming in between the palms of your hands. Then taking your left palm and placing it on the front of your forehead, and place your right hand behind the back of your head. I'd like you to be mindful that we are stimulating our chakra, that is our third eye, intellect, intuitiveness, intelligence, awakening our mind, and blending and harmonizing the 3, creating balance, and allowing these chakras to spin, eliminating disease and fatigue. Gently bring the left hand down to your front of your throat as you slide the right hand down to the back of the neck. Now, if the bolsters are in your way, You may want to move them and just bring your head down to the floor, but typically this is comfortable as well. Slide your left hand down to the left side of your chest where your heart would be, and then bring your right hand down to the center of your rib cage at your low heart. So we have our high heart, our mindful, emotional, spirit heart. And then we have our lower heart, the things that we love materialistically. And there's nothing wrong with being able to appreciate beauty for what it is. It's there for us to enjoy and love. Colors, the crispness of life. As we slide our left hand down toward the bottom of our left rib cage, slide our right hand over to the bottom of the right side of the rib cage as we come into the stimulation of our solar plexus. Your fingers and your thumbs are both pointing always inward towards your spine. Think about the energy that is moving through the pancreas, the spleen, the liver, the kidneys, the gallbladder, the digestive organs, the absorption, the immune system. So very, very important right now, extremely important. Again, you can take far more time as you choose. We're moving on. Left hand sliding down to left abdominal, right hand sliding down. So your fingers again are pointing inward towards your spine, towards the sacral area of your back, as if you had an old-fashioned Playtex girdle with the fingerprints. Index finger pointing towards index, middle towards middle, ring and pinky, etc. Thumbs pointing towards each other, creating the universal triangle of mind, body, and soul directly over the center of the illustrious gem. Then as you bring your four fingers together, gently beam down into the center of your root chakra, towards the very base of your bottom. Sending energy into the base of our spine, to allow that energy to be sent upward, slowly rising one vertebra at a time, as we ourselves rise one step at a time, not expecting or anticipating large giant leaps, but small steps, slowly transformation, changing us gently and mildly to a beautiful new heart-loving being. As we now bring our hands, lying left hand closest to heart, right hand across the left hand, to the center of our chest, allow your elbows to come down to the earth to the best of your ability, creating multiple layers of triangles stacked one on top of the other, rising from the base of our feet and the tips of our toes to the crown of our head, into our connection to our higher power that rises, our third eye that lifts us up, gives us spiritual connection. So we take all this energy and all this strength and all this power, never using it abusively, never forcing it upon anyone, but always offering to be a conduit, a means of sharing the knowledge and the energy that we have to bring peace and gratitude to the universe that surrounds us. Again, when you are practicing on your own, take as much time as you choose in each one of these postures, in each one of these positions, in each one of these places. As you send your legs out long, when you finish your program, you can bring your hands right behind your thighs and gently bring yourself upward. I just want to say once again, thank you so much. I miss you, and I can't wait to be with you. My love to you. Namaste.